When I think of a white picket fence, I
Traditional
think of
American dream, not
have
necessarily my
kids,
American
buy a house too big for you,
To be the homemaker.
in debt the rest of your life.
The dream is
I get to
always
do
to own a house.
Love to hate.
Because there's not just the
Renting,
mortgage. That
it's
we
great
have
for
to
what it
pay.
is, but it's just throwing money down the drain.
The unexpected.
The dream.
I think a home is where you feel wholly comfortable. It's your sanctuary, it's your nest. It's where you go to completely switch off.
Realistically, we couldn't buy even an apartment in Brooklyn. We had to make the decision.
Open spaces, freedom. I always knew that I'd find my place in the countryside.
My name is Bonnie,
And I'm Ben.
and we live in the weekdays in Brooklyn.
Greenpoint in particular. For me, you know, Brooklyn has that very neighborhood feeling. It's rich in the arts, rich in the creativity. Everything is accessible 24 hours a day, and it's wonderful for that. But renting, it's just throwing money down the drain. To own a house outside of the city has always been a dream for me.
Estimated time in traffic, 9 minutes.
Marvelous.
We bought a weekend home.
In New Jersey, Hampton Township, in Newton.
With no traffic, it's an hour and a half from the city.
Our friends are all up in this area. We have a good friend that actually we bought the cabin from.
Every time we come here, we always start to unwind. You're in New York City with your shoulders like this, and all of a sudden you can kind of bring them down and relax.
I tend to find myself getting here and then still being 110 miles an hour till I realize I don't need to be like that.
I grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada. You know, big front yards, big backyards, and we would play until the streetlights would go on. He grew up in the country where, you know, being in the woods feels very comfortable.
I grew up in Oxfordshire, England. I grew up and went to school in the little town, and then I moved to London. Met this one in America, and now we're here, you know.
He was the driving force behind it. Realistically, we couldn't buy a brownstone or even an apartment in Brooklyn. And for us, that doesn't give us what we needed, which was an escape away from the city.
Bonnie and I share a bank account, you know, just to ensure that we've got sufficient funds. We were quite lucky, you know, Bonnie's got a very good job and we qualified for a good mortgage rate.
I'm a 9-to-5, so my money is the same and it comes in every 2 weeks, where he's a freelancer, it's different each time.
You don't want to buy a house that you can't afford, bottom line, because you won't enjoy it, you'll start to resent it, and then you'll have to sell it.
We had to make the decision. Are we gonna get a place an hour from the city and actually commute in? Or are we gonna try to do a weekend home and see if we can afford that?
I was able to do the deposit and all the fees, you know, with savings and all that kind of stuff, but it's a joint mortgage on the cabin. That'll do you.
Where are we going, that way? We did the math.
Between our incomes, we worked out how much we wanted to spend per month.
It's a double whammy when you get mortgage and rent at the same time. So I would say that over $3,500 a month is how much we've got to come up with.
We rent this out from time to time to couples, to families.
It definitely helps to supplement in terms of budget, and we've been pretty regimented about making food at home, not eating out as much, because there's not just the mortgage that we have to keep in mind, it's the unexpected.
Plumbing issue.
Plumbing, we've got oil, power, 2 times. You don't really realize that those bills are gonna come in double now. When we got this place, I felt like it was instantly home. It doesn't matter the square footage, just the feeling of the place is something that we both loved instantly. So all the logic out the window.
And it gives you that kind of sense of accomplishment. It's tangible, it has longevity, something that we can enjoy, our family can enjoy, our friends can enjoy.
It was definitely a learning process.
We bought within our means, and there's no other feeling kind of getting through that process and coming out the other end with something that is yours. It's our cabin.
It's our cabin.